Peace and Islam. Welcome into the Amexem-Moor-Empire, Department for the Communications, Moore's Internet, Televideo-Network, or M.I.T.N for short, which is a part of the Imperial Broadcasting Agency. For the record, today's date is Peace Day, the 11th of Karusuma in the year 301-629 on the Amexem-Moor calendar. I am the Noble Tinawad Il, and I serve as the lead video broadcast agent, and I shall be your hostess for this broadcast segment. We are continuing on with the Amexem-Moor-Empire perspective. This is segment 7, and tonight we are going to be covering religion in broad perspective. So we are welcoming back to our segment His Imperial Majesty and an Enu Day. Peace and Islam.
Islam, Noble Tina. Thank you for having me.
Islam.
So what exactly would you like to know?
Islam, so religion. Why is it considered a private capacity matter within the empire?
Islam, the Amexem-Moor-Empire Constitution, Article 9, preserves the Amexem-Moor-Empire Constitutional monarchy as secular. So we have in our jurisdiction and venue Buddhist, Seventh-day Adventist, Muslim, we have Hebrew Israelites, and we have those that attend NOI, and we have those that attend MSTA. More than one particular grand body has some of their members that are actual active Amexem-Moor-Empire nationals. So I don't care what someone's faith is, it's my duty, obligation, and responsibility under Article 9 of our Constitution to preserve their right to it. So because of that, we are secular. We don't sanction one over the other. And faith, spirituality is a private capacity matter. That's not the Amexem-Moor-Empire Imperial Government's operation. We deal in organic diplomacy and governance for the various endeavor that's required for our nationals to have fair and equitable access across the planet to natural resources and markets. So anything tied back to faith scenario, that's a private capacity matter. Now, the closest that can be argued about that would be Article 3 of our Constitution, because the Amexem-Moor-Empire Imperial Court operations are predicated upon the common and the Sharia law. And quite frankly, between the two of them, there's not much difference except for language that they're written in and some cultural baggage, as I would refer to it. To that end, the extent that the common and Sharia law are used is more so about the pursuit of justice in terms of the punishments that gets meted out by the al-Qadi or the al-Hakam, or in English, the Imperial Court judge. I give them wide latitude on what the punishment is going to be. There's certain things in the Sharia that do give me pause in terms of how justice gets meted out sometimes. I like the things to be a little more equitable, and things are different now than they were back when the common and Sharia law were actually written. So I always give the same example, how they deal with rape. In the modern era, they have rape kits. They weren't available back then. So the burden of proof for someone that said that we were raped was different. So if you were in the city area or if you were in the rural area, the question would always come down to whether or not someone screamed so they could be heard. When it comes down to traveling, in one sense, women should be traveling with a male escort, family relative to protect them. And in the modern era, that's not a popular scenario. However, that can be argued before the Imperial Court. So what happens between the man and his consort and the offspring, that the consortium that they have, the offspring that they have amongst them, the amalgamations, which are the part of their consortium, amalgamations being the offspring. what they agreed to when they became that family unit in terms of the husband and his consort. That's a contract. And that's binding before the imperial court. So if the consort, when she became the consort, agreed to a particular setting, that they're under common or Sharia law in that particular house, well, that has to be dealt with. So before the imperial court, someone is brought before the imperial court for any accusation, any criminal accusation or civil accusation, the party being accused for criminal accusation or civil accusation, they get to choose how it gets heard before the imperial court, under common law rules or Sharia law rules. If they don't choose, common law is the default. So at the very least, it will be a common law proceeding. So in short form, that's the best way I know how to answer your question as you asked it. However, effectively, what folks do for faith or religion is a private capacity, or spirituality is a private capacity matter. The 12 departments and 39 departments, we don't function in that. We're just strictly organic diplomacy and governance. And we protect folks' right to whatever faith they have. Again, we have a broad spectrum here of how folks choose to worship. We protect their rights to it under Article 9 of our Constitution. So that's the best way to answer your question as you asked it. Do you have a follow-up question for me, Noble Tina?
Islam. My follow-up question would be, can you go in brief into, I guess, the minor differences between both the common law as well as the Sharia law?
How they mete out punishment is where there are the most variances. Mm-hmm. And I don't really want to go too far beyond that, to be honest with you. However, that is the primary issue at hand. The punishments they vary in the punishments. So how punishment actually gets dealt with, if someone is convicted before the Amexem-Moor-Empire Imperial Court, whatever the accusation is, the imperial government will hold them. And when it's time for the sentence to be made manifest, we hand that party over to the head of the household of the victim. The eldest male relative, if their abu, or in English, their father is not there, then the eldest male relative, we will hand them over to whoever that is for justice to be carried out. Whatever the sentence is from the al-Akam or al-Qadi, or in English, the imperial court judge, will be meted out by the head of household, the eldest male relative. So that's about as far as I'm prepared to go on that particular aspect. Do you have a follow-on question, Noble Tina?
Islam, and thank you for your time and for answering the question. No, I do not have a follow-up question. That should suffice at this particular time. Islam.
Sorry.
Islam. So I thank you once again for coming on to our segment and taking time to answer in the service of all of us nationals.
My pleasure to be here. Thank you, Noble Tina. Yes, ma'am.
Islam audience, thank you for your time, for taking the time to have a look into our segment and to listen in. We would like and appreciate a positive feedback or comments or questions. A link or more information regarding the segments that we cover can be found on the website that we influence, which is modern-more-monarchy.squarespace.com. That again is modern-more-monarchy.squarespace.com. We thank you for your time, and peace and Islam.